Hi Leo, and welcome to your horoscope for 2024. I am really excited about this horoscope because we're entering a completely new era. We have Pluto, which is an outer planet and which affects us as a group, we as humanity, all of us. That shifts signs, it moves from Capricorn and it goes into Aquarius. And that is a really big deal. If you check your birth chart, so if you draw up your birth chart and you put the transits around it, you'll see that Pluto only ever touches 3 or 4 of your houses in your entire lifetime. That's how slow it is. You have 12 houses in a chart and it plods along so steadily that it only ever affects us in those 3 or 4 areas. So when it shifts signs, it's a really powerful and significant thing, and it does signal the beginning of a completely new era. So before I get into the specifics of how this is going to affect you as a Leo, I just want to let you know more about this because it's really significant. Okay, so Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. If you think about 2008, we had the credit crunch, right? Where all people's financial securities and mortgages just imploded. Then if you look at the last few years, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008 all the way until now. And if you look at 2020 and the last 3 years and what's happened in terms of the way we work, Pluto in Capricorn isn't an earth sign, particularly the sign of the worker. So a lot of people are now working from home. The routine around a lot of careers and the structure of work has really, really shifted. And there's also been this huge sense of institutions have had a great deal of influence over our lives as an individual. The government and institutions and things have really imposed on our personal experience on this planet, and that is very aligned with Pluto and Capricorn. And when this shifts into Aquarius, things that are completely different are going to be valued, and we're going to experience that on an everyday basis. So whereas Capricorn values security and the rules and structures, Aquarius is an air sign. It's known as the water bearer, but it is in the element of air. So it's about letting go of the past and cleansing things that are negative or even toxic and replacing those with new ideas and ideas that are designed to be of service to humanity and to innovate and to affect change and to make things better. So Capricorn values productivity and operating within the framework, so there is no chaos. Aquarius likes new ideas. It's very comfortable with chaos. It likes freedom, revolution, radical new ideas, activism, fundamentally a change in consciousness. It also rules astrology and technology, so expect major advances in technology, which in itself could be an issue if I'm just thinking out loud here, if institutions jump on that technology and then use it to control, that could be another thing. But ideally, or fundamentally, it's new ideas that open things up and make things, give us more freedom, give us more of a voice, and put the focus on the individual and the power of the individual to change the landscape of society. Whereas Capricorn says, who do you think you are? That, you're here to work. You're not here to blow us all out of the water with your new amazing ideas. So I'm really excited about this because with Aquarius, anything is possible. And ultimately, its heart is in the right place, right? It wants all of this change and chaos for the sake of making things better. If it just wanted chaos for the sake of change, then... But it actually wants innovation and new ideas so that we can all benefit from it. And this shift pretty much lasts until 2044. And the reason I say pretty much is because Pluto is so slow, it makes this massive shift into Aquarius on the 21st of January, but it goes back into Capricorn one more time before it just stays in Aquarius. And it goes back into Capricorn on the 2nd of September, and then it moves back into Aquarius on the 19th of November. So Pluto in Capricorn has been in your 6th house, Leo, for you guys, of work, daily routine, and structure. So you will have been massively influenced by this in the sense of, I used to be so carefree and fun-loving, and I used to get on stage and do gymnastics and everything was hunky-dory and peachy. And then suddenly everything got very heavy and serious. And my job suddenly required me to clock in, and the manager was constantly breathing down my neck, and I had to be accountable for every little thing, and I had to follow the rules, and it's not seemed so much fun, particularly for you guys being a fire sign, and with Pluto being in that sixth house of structure and what you need to kind of align yourself with, not so great. But with it going into Aquarius, it moves into your seventh house of relationships. So it's a completely different, and I can breathe just saying that. It moves into people are interesting. I've got ideas that I can share with people. So do other people. I can learn from that. We can connect as the human race, very idealistic, and we can learn from each other and we can support each other to make things better and to ensure that we have more freedom, and even more so that we can ensure that we're able to express our creativity and that we're able to live in the moment and be confident and enjoy all the fun things in life without having this huge sense of burden on our shoulders. So for you, you're going to find that this is like taking a breath of fresh air. That occurs on the 21st. The other thing that happens in January, on the very first day of the new year, we have Mercury, the communication planet, going direct. So Mercury was in retrograde since the 12th of December 2023. It moves forward now on this first day of the year. And I really think that's significant. That's such a big shift. The communication planet, the way we articulate ourselves, the way we see the world, the way we make decisions, happens on this very first day of this new year. And what I've just said with Pluto and Aquarius. So things really open up. You feel that you're able to express yourself. You're able to say things and connect with things in a way that makes sense. There isn't room for error, misunderstanding, and there's a greater sense of freedom. Also, in the entire year, Mercury retrogrades 3 times and not 4 times. It can do both. And this year is a year where Mercury moves more forward than it does backward. So the pace is going to be much quicker. And the 2 other planets, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity, that is direct all year. It doesn't retrograde at all, which is amazing. Because when Venus retrogrades, I always mention to people, be careful about starting a new business or starting a new relationship, because your perspective may be off. And then when the planet goes direct again, you look back on those new things you started and you're like, what was I thinking? So that's not an issue. And also Mars, which is responsible for drive and ambition and strength and fire and motivation and heat and passion, that doesn't go retrograde until the 6th of December 2024, and then it stays in retrograde until the 23rd of February 2025. So as far as 24 is concerned, it's going to be direct most of the time. It's all systems go, and there's nothing here that says stop, hang on, reevaluate. It says if you're motivated by it, if this is a creative outlet, if you care, if this is interesting to you, run with it, you'll get a good result. So that is really positive. And I want to look at some specifics now. On the 27th, we have Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and unexpected. That goes direct, so it moves forward. When a planet is retrograde, you experience the influence internally. When it's direct, you'll notice it in the outside world. And Uranus says anything can happen, and it's the planet that rules Aquarius, the sign that Pluto is now in. And Uranus goes direct in Taurus, in your 10th house of career and work. You've got Jupiter, the lucky planet, in there as well. So you, Leo, this sense of fun and kind of feeling more like yourself again isn't just frivolous, oh hooray, you feel strong and sunny and upbeat. You take that energy and you can put it into your working life, and you can make so much more progress than you have in the last few years, in the last decade, I would say, because you have this lightness of being, this sense of things are much easier and they progress much more without me controlling them, and life just feels more positive. It puts you in a good spot because you, as a fire sign, that's what you will align yourself with. You're more productive when it isn't all doom and gloom. When you have to fight your way through that, it slows you down. So things lighten up, there are more ideas, and you're then able to be much more practical as a result. You're able to take more action, which result, ideally, in you progressing in your working life, setting something up on your own, climbing the ladder, whatever it is that you're focused on, Jupiter is expansion and growth, so it naturally kind of propels you forward. And Uranus is really, the world is your oyster. Any wonderful thing can happen. So that is so encouraging here. On the 25th of March, we have the first of the eclipses of 2024. And it's a lunar eclipse in Libra. And for you guys, that happens in your third house of communication. So the eclipse with the moon, you kind of get a chance to reevaluate the way you feel. And what's happening here is the eclipse is going to ask you, how much of yourself are you putting out there? And it's going to encourage you to put more of yourself out there, because Libra is ruled by Venus, the creative planet of love and beauty, plus Pluto is in your seventh house of relationships. So the big gift of this year for you guys, Leo, is that you're super charming and that you're charismatic and then you get on well with people, you can connect, and you can really use your influence and your optimism to get people on board. So if you're a Leo who wants to really connect with that nature that's traditionally and almost stereotypically assigned with you guys, that leadership, that being in the spotlight, being in a position of power, authority, and making it a fun experience for everyone involved. If you want to get involved with that, this is a great time for it. And around the 25th of March, you'll really start to feel that, and you may get a little restless and say, okay, where am I actually in the spotlight here? On the 8th of April, we have a solar eclipse in Aries, and that takes place in your ninth house of travel, education, growth, expansion, and just making your world bigger. Strongest element of the day is fire, your element. So for you, around this time of the year, please travel, please learn something new, please tap into all this new fun energy and expand. It's going to be incredibly powerful. It will recharge your batteries. You'll be inspired by it, motivated by it. It's wonderful. 2nd of May, we've got Pluto starting to retrograde until the 11th of October. So Pluto in Aquarius, it starts its backward journey to Capricorn. It'll reach Capricorn on the 2nd of September. So when it goes backwards, again, you feel that sense of new ideas stem from within. I don't need to take the course to be inspired. Yes, that helps and it's fun, but really the crux of this new information, all the really useful stuff, comes from here. So that also puts you in a wonderful position where you're sitting on a lot of value that you can share with other people, and that response then will be fabulous. And that makes sense that Jupiter and Uranus are in your 10th in Taurus, because if you're contributing all this good stuff, then yeah, you'll have a good result. I mean, if someone tells me something that's really useful and valuable, I don't respond negatively. I respond positively. So I think that's the response you're going to get here. On the 26th of May, we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet, now shifting out of your 10th house in Taurus, and it goes into your 11th house of hopes and dreams and your connection with other people. And it's in Gemini, so that makes you even more chatty and articulate. So if you're a writer, a performer, anyone who exists in the public, you'll be at the top of your game, seriously. On the 29th of June, Saturn goes retrograde. Saturn is structure and security. It's sitting next to Neptune, the water planet of dreams and intuition, which is also in Pisces, the sign that it rules. And Neptune also goes retrograde on the 2nd of July. So with these two going retrograde in your 8th house of institutions, groups of people, what you'll feel is basically, I don't need this anymore. I don't need to belong to this group that propped me up in the past or that gave me a sense of security. I'm in such a good spot that I've graduated and I can do this by myself. So this is like the year of the Leo, where you kind of really step back into your true power. And as a Leo, you're powered by the sun, you're solar powered. You have incredible levels of energy. And that energy is right here. You can actually access it in 2024. Wow. So, guys, my prediction for you as Leo is you're going to have a fabulous year, particularly in terms of where you can contribute to relationships you're genuinely interested in your working life, and you're able to let go of the Training wheels. You know, when you first start riding a bike, you have those training wheels so you don't fall over. You can take those off and ride the bike without any support. It's you truly in your power and in your sweet spot. On the 1st of September, then, we also have Uranus going retrograde until the 30th of January 2025. Uranus is this planet which is really significant through the shift in Pluto and this change of eras. And Uranus is retrograde in your 10th house of career. So the unconventional, unusual, fabulous idea comes from within. Again, I don't need to be educated to find this idea. I can find it on my own. So if I am involved in education or travel or exploring new things, that's for fun. I don't need to go and learn anything really. I can just go and enjoy myself, lie on the beach and do sightseeing for the sake of it. I know that the ideas stem from within anyway, so you're going to be brilliant without really consuming a lot of info beforehand. 17th of September, we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces, and that happens in your 8th house of institutions. So if you've been ho-humming with this institution that provided the, training wheels, the crutch that you could lean on, that you needed to lean on in the past, and you kind of are in this spot of, I know that I don't need this anymore. I don't need to belong to this group, but they were so supportive and nice to me in the past. Maybe I shouldn't leave. Maybe I should just stay and give something back. With this eclipse around September, you'll really get to that moment of, okay, but I've made a decision now. I'm not just going to waste my time here. I really don't need it anymore. I've graduated from this club or program or whatever it may be. It's time to move on to the next thing. So you're able to overcome any kind of lingering guilt or sense of obligation to people who have supported you in the past. And you may think I'm being too much here and absolving you of responsibility. But I'm sure those people who have supported you and now see you thrive and doing so well, I'm sure those people wouldn't want to hold you back. So go for it. On the 2nd of October, we have a solar eclipse in Libra, and that happens in your 3rd house, again, of communication. So what have I been communicating so far? How can I make it even better? And how can I broaden the scope so that it reaches even more people? So again, you as a public person, as a writer, as a musician, as an artist, as a sculptor, also a diplomat, a politician, a screenplay writer, a judge, the legal system, a philosopher. Publish your work. This is the time it's not going to feel like a risk. You're at the top of your game, and anything that you articulate is likely to go down very, very well. So anyone who's in a role where you're relying on the perception of you, like for instance, a politician needs to get votes, right? So anything that you do is going to come across as charming and connective and considerate and pleasant. So you can really do no wrong as far as I can see in terms of your output and how it reaches other people. And then finally, on the 9th of October, we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet, retrograding until the 4th of February 2025. And again, that happens in your 11th house of hopes and dreams in Gemini at 21 degrees. So Jupiter in retrograde here says, I am being shown even more exciting things that I can pursue. More hopes and dreams have appeared. And again, reading between the lines, it would indicate that you've already accomplished some of them before October. So now you're getting the new list, which you can devote yourself to. So you're going to be very busy. I don't think you're going to have a particularly tough time. And you'll get this sense of, okay, I've plateaued. Now it's on to the next level. Let's keep on moving it up. Yeah. So that's what I get for you here in 2024. I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with, and I hope it's been useful in some way. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology And to draw up your chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I actually work it out. Check out the monthly horoscopes, weekly horoscopes, and daily tarot readings for more info. Have a great time here, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon. All the best.